Our news partner KUOO Campus Radio celebrated a milestone 40th birthday today. To celebrate, we turned back the clock to 1985 for a walk down memory lane. Here's KTIV's Ellen Ide.
From the campus of the University of Okoboji, this is KUOO-FM, Milford, Spirit Lake, Orleans, and Lake Park.
Paul Hedberg originally started the radio station back in 1985, and he actually had to jump through some hoops to get to the KUOO call letters because they were actually assigned to a naval ship.
Known as the official radio station of the mythical University of Okoboji, KUOO found success as an FM station that operates like a full-time AM station, catering to locals and visitors alike.
We're brand new, and we have to establish our credibility also, just like the University of Okoboji has established its credibility.
And they did just that. They were even named Small Market Radio Station of the Year by the National Association of Broadcasters in 1994. For 4 decades, KUOO Campus Radio has been a leader in music, news, sports, and service, and they celebrated the occasion with an open house at their Spirit Lake studios. Listeners were able to meet the talent and share stories from the past 40 years, and the celebration continued all day on the air.
We've been on the air since 1985, so today, nothing but hits from 1985. During the morning show, I got to talk to a lot of the people that were originally here when the station went on the air. The Richters from the Three Sons, a couple of them came in, and they kind of started the University of Okoboji, the campus, I guess you would say. So it was just cool hearing their stories.
This is Herman Richter, Director of Student Affairs here at the University of Okoboji, welcoming Paul Hedberg and KUOO to the campus.
They've really figured out a way to do it right here. You don't find it everywhere else where radio stations are as dedicated to the community, the businesses, the organizations, the high schools in the area too, covering sports and stuff. It's a special place.
Well, weather-wise, today in the Iowa Great Lakes is going to be cloudy. This day and age, people can go out on the internet and get all the music that they want. But when it comes to local news and information, sports, things on that line, you still have to go one place to get that. And, to be able to fulfill that and kind of help write history, more or less, too, is something that I really enjoy each day.
A lot has changed in the broadcast world since 1985, but one thing has remained constant: loyal listeners who continue to turn the dial to 104 FM.
And without them, this certainly would never have been possible. And it's going to be real exciting to see what, the next 40 years has to bring.
From the KUOO studio in Spirit Lake, Iowa, Ellen Ide, KTIV News 4.
The celebration will continue with giveaways and prizes in the days to come and wrap up with a concert at Captain's Getaway on May 29th.